everybody. It's a great evening here on the Turnbuckle Bandwagon. My guest today, one half of the Rep, him and his tag team partner made the debut at Beyond Wrestling's Please Come Back. Just had a match this past weekend at Shangri-La Mahastral. CZW Tag Champ. Why haven't we heard of these guys sooner? Nate Carter. Nate, what's up?
Yo, what's going on? Thank you for having me. Thank you.
I appreciate it, man. Yeah, you guys have. I did a little bit of light research. Information on the internet about wrestling is tough, but y'all have been at this since what, 2012, 2013?
Yeah, I want to say, we really started going hard around about 2012, 2013. That time we had a first match back in 2011.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we had the long road.
When you started in wrestling, was your intention to be a tag team wrestler, or did it just kind of gravitate that way?
Tag team, love tag team wrestling.
Yeah, same here.
That's where it is. Guys, I'm like myself and Dave were like definitely like huge tag team sort of guys. Like nothing against singles guys, but it's when tag team wrestling is done right, like it's you know it, you see it, you can feel it. There's no mistaking it. It's like
no, there isn't.
Type of wrestling like we both fell in love with. So yeah, definitely a tag team guy.
Yeah, my earliest memory of wrestling is tag team wrestling. It's watching like the Hart Foundation and like, the Rockers on like Superstars. Like that's, and both you and Dave would you say you have a certain style in the ring, or?
Yeah, I mean, you can definitely say that. It's a style, it's a fight. Like get in the ring with me and Dave, it's gonna be a fight. Like that's the best way to say. Like Dave definitely Muay Thai trained background. That's why he kicks like he does. Me, I play football. I love grappling, and I like throwing human beings. So it's not gonna be a bunch of dives and flips when we wrestle. Not if you do it, but man, we like to punch people in the face.
You want to dive? Sure. I'm just gonna hit you in midair. You're just gonna land hard. And you are longest reigning CZW Tag Champs, and considering the folks who have held those titles. Kind of does it have kind of a special meaning? Thinking of like guys like Eddie Kingston and Homicide and the lineage those belts have.
I mean, like, of course it's going to have like a special meaning to us. I mean, like for real, like the people who got like Dave and myself, and I'm going to talk about him right now because he can't be here with us, but like people who got us in the CZW would be like Blackout. And like when people think tag team wrestling and CZW, they think Blackout, they think Ruckus and G's and Joker and Kingston and everybody like that. So like that's who got us in there. And then years later, we end up going to war with Blackout over those same tag titles. So for us, it holds its own meaning. Just us.
Okay. Now to talk about kind of this year prior to everything happening, you make your debut at Beyond Wrestling, and I kind of asked this to everybody who goes into Beyond. What's that like to walk out to that ring with everyone right there? You guys are the Please Come Back 6-string grill, packed in. They get the low boy ring. Like, what was your reactions when you walked out?
I put like this. I'll give you a little insider. That was not our first time at Beyond.
Okay, maybe did I miss it?
That's actually how we got to the Please Come Back even to that show. It was partly people who might have, had a shot at maybe one of the Beyond Dark, one of their side events, and it just didn't go too well. Like our first time at Beyond, I want to say it was 2016 Tournament for Tomorrow.
Okay.
We went under a different name back then, and let's just say we weren't exactly. We did our best, but I would like to say we weren't exactly our best selves. We weren't exactly Beyond ready. So when Please Come Back, we got an opportunity against Bear Country. Our first thought was, man, this is new us, new impression. We about to go in there. We about to like knock everybody's socks off and show them what they've been missing.
And, Bear Country had been on the roll, through uncharted territory, and even from the year from American Round of the summer before. I mean, they had been rolling through people, and I know you, and I believe you had wrestled them once before at CZW.
Yeah, we actually did. And like, CZW's biggest event of the year, Cage of Death. Like, we saw them and we were like, we want to fight them. Like, those are the guys we want to have a fight with. Those are the guys we want to have war with. Like, again, not knocking anybody else, but it's Dave and myself are not exactly the smallest guys in the room. And you get somebody like Bear Country who make me and Dave feel small. It's like, oh, hell yeah. Like, all right, I want to fight these guys. Let's go.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I'm 6'3". I've stood next to Boulder, and he's so wide
Yeah,
and so big. It's just like, geez, all right. I'm used to being like the tallest person in the room, not next to Boulder.
yeah. I'm 270 pounds, and he still makes me feel small. So like, all right.
I mean, so yeah, so the energy when you walk out there and you get in that
Mhm.
ring, what's kind of the mental the mental part of it?
I mean, the mental part is I don't know. It's almost like a 50-50 of like I'm excited, but at the same time, I'm like none of these people know what I'm about to do, and I'm about to knock the living hell out of somebody. So like I'm nervous, but I'm excited. It's a weird feeling, but it's like it's dope, man. Like, it's a like you're not gonna get another environment like that.
Right.
So in
Yeah.
and of itself is awesome.
Yeah. And there's, I mean, and the reaction you got as the match, I mean, you came out, I mean, some folks who knew you were, because there's a lot of
Yeah.
cross knowledge from Beyond Fans, CZW fans. So there were some folks who knew you were, but by the end of that match, I mean, the reaction y'all got was singular.
Humbling.
Hum-
Like I'm sorry to cut you off, but it was humbling. Like it's
okay.
called a spade a spade. It's like I know there's some people who know us from CZW, but on the same note, it's like Dave and I we've been wrestling, more places. CZW is our home,
Yeah.
but we wrestle for Capital Wrestling, NYWC. We're also the longest running tag team champions there at one point. We've done WXW. We've been around a lot of different places, but like we haven't really gotten that chance to really like get out in front of as many people. And I think what the IWTV and the way the Beyond fan base is, it's like I think it was a chance to open everyone's eyes and see exactly who we were, what we could do. So when they gave us that please come back, it was like, all right, maybe we do belong here. Like what I mean, like that's pretty dope.
I mean, hey, in my opinion, y'all belong there. Y'all belong in Beyond. I want you guys there as much as you can get up here to run shows. And with when the pandemic happened, how was it to, as an athlete, and you and Dave, how was it to kind of stay in the right mindset and physically stay in shape? What was kind of that process of trying to keep, in the right space, in the right headspace, in the right body space, as we move through this?
I mean, I think we felt the same way that everybody else did. Like we're frustrated. Like we were rolling, we had opportunities coming, we had opportunities we can't even talk about because they're gone now. But so we were like pretty frustrated. We were bummed. Like we wanted to keep doing what we're doing, like doing what we love. But on the same note, there's one thing that's like, all right, you spend your time sad, you spend your time frustrated. It's like, all right, well, do I want to come out of this on the other side looking worse? Do I want to come out of this looking like I've been sitting at home on the couch all the time, or do I like, nah, let's put in this work. Let's show people like, even though we had 5 months off, we're not going to look like 5 months of just sitting on the couch, 5 months of being lazy, 5 months of just waiting around for an opportunity. It's like no, it's 5 months. Like we've been working out, hitting the gym, hitting the ring, but we just wanted to come out and make people go, oh yeah, those guys are exactly as good as I thought they were.
And when this opportunity came along, this Shangri-La Mahastral undisclosed location, I have an idea of where it was. I won't blow anybody's spot. Um,
An island in the South Pacific. That's all I can say.
when the opportunity was presented to y'all, did you know who your opponents would be, or was it just Beyond reached out and said, "Hey, we got a spot for you"?
I mean, Beyond reached out and said like, "Hey, would you guys be interested?" It's like, yeah, let's go. I mean,
And then when you found out who your opponents were, what was your reaction?
I'm gonna hurt these two. That's really the reaction.
I assume had you watched Beyond, like were you were familiar with Milk Chocolate?
We're familiar with milk chocolate because we've met each other up and down the road a few times.
Okay.
This was not our first meeting. This was not our first meeting of Beyond actually, but again, so we've seen each other before. You know what I mean? And it's like it's nothing. I don't want to hurt him just because it's like I got no problem with him, but in some sense, well, I didn't before. But it's more like y'all already had y'all spot at Beyond Wrestling. Y'all already did the undisputed, uncharted territory. Excuse me. Y'all have already been on Beyond shows. Y'all have had your opportunity time and time again. As far as the Beyond faithful know, Dave and I had one chance. So once this show, the show came up, I was like, I don't care who you are. It could be Milk Chocolate, it could have been Bear Country, it could have been Team Tremendous, it could have been the Beaver Boys. It didn't matter who it was. Like, you were going to get Dave and myself coming out there ready to kill. Like, that's
Yeah.
all it was.
I mean, and the day of, and I ask these kind of weird in between questions, like the day of, like the day you get up and you're like, all right, let's go to this. Like, is it like waking up ready to go, or does it like take you a little bit to kind of get in the? So every wrestler's different. Some kind of chill until they get to the venue. Some are like, I'm wound up all day. Where are you at?
Pretty chill until we got there. That's pretty much how like we are a lot. Most times we're like really chill until like we get to a venue, and then it's like sometimes we're feeling it there, sometimes we're not, and then sometimes it takes like, okay, that first punch in the mouth, and it's like, oh, that's what I've been waiting for. I'm ready to do this now. That's when things start to turn violent.
Yeah, that was when Tiff and I were talking, she's my unofficial co-host. She's the big Milk Chocolate fan, has been since kind of she jumped into Beyond. I was familiar with them. I was familiar with more Brandon Watts more than his partner because I'd seen him in single stuff. But I believe what I said was that it was, and this wasn't like a trying to brush off. It was like we'd only seen you once at Beyond. We had seen Milk Chocolate there for a year. I framed it as, because I'm a big sports nut, got the Laker game on in the background. It was a must win for them. It was a house money game for y'all, but I meant that in the best way, that we'd only seen you once. We're blown away, walk in and get another W. Awesome. That's how I felt about it.
I mean, I could see where some people would think that, but for Dave and myself, it's like every time we have an opportunity, we look at it like somebody has never seen us before. Like you said, like, no one really knew who we were. Please come back. But we have been doing this since, we're talking about since about 2012, 2013.
Yeah.
Nobody knew, there are people who didn't know who we were, and we've been holding different tag titles in different companies. We've been overseas several times. We've done things, but no one knew who we were. So it's like, you know what? Every time we go out there, it's not just a, house money game. It's like, no, we got to go out there. We got to show somebody who hasn't seen us why they need to, hop on Twitter and go, why am I not seeing more of the rep? We need to show everybody an opportunity where you go, you know what? I need more of these guys. I need them here. I need them here. I need them every company.
Many places we can see. You have this match, great back and forth. You and Dave came out and just, you guys looked amazing. Sometimes matches, tag team matches sometimes get this weird. They start hot and they kind of sag off and then they pick up. You guys kept pace up, from start to finish. Sorry, and then Milk Chocolate does what they do, and I can imagine, huh?
Kick me in the ball.
Yeah. You got low blow. You got hit right in the area.
Right in the main event. Testicles, if you will.
Yeah, if you will. And again, you're, as an athlete, as a competitor, it has to suck for a match to go down like that, especially when guys who are clearly athletes don't need to resort to that. Match ends, and you're kind of just sitting there holding your main event.
I mean, it is what it is. It's one situation where it's like, you're frustrated, you get mad, but on the same note, it's like, I need to make sure that next chance I get, I don't put myself out there to have the same thing happen.
Yeah.
Well, and that's pretty much where you look at it.
Yeah, and at the end of the show, it definitely worked out because they hopped up on the ring apron. I don't know what they were wearing, but y'all made sure they got up close and personal with the body of water that was nearby.
I mean, that was just a goof. I mean, that was just, just because we felt like it. I mean, it'd be crazy to say that this thing is over between like us and Milk Chocolate. Like, come on, man. Like, you're not going to sit over here like and embarrass us after 5 months.
Exactly.
I think we're going to get away with it. So it's like, you embarrass us, we embarrass you. But at the end of the day, like, the ace spot, the ace tag team and beyond, like, that's the goal. That's the spot.
That's it.
For somebody like us who can go toe to toe with, the previous aces of Bear Country and have it come down on like, just that close to having a victory, and then we made a mistake, we lost. I can handle if I make a mistake and I lose, but to have somebody cheap shot you and like take an opportunity like that away from you, it's like, come on, man, like
It's
you
not
think it's
not how
old, but you done lost your mind.
Yeah. Now looking at the tag team landscape and beyond, it's kind of wide open since we're 3 shows back. The 2 shows in Atlantic City, one at undisclosed location. Bear Country's not on the same page. They're 0-2. Injustice has made their debut. They're 2-0. They weren't at this show, and then we had more tag team matches at this. As you see it, is it get back at Milk Chocolate, go after Injustice? Is Bear Country still in this mix as far as y'all are concerned, or how do you see this going forward?
I mean, that's not an easy question to answer. I mean, like let's call a spade. I mean, like Bear Country is always going to be in that picture.
Yeah.
I mean, like you don't have a reign like they had like over the past year and change,
Yeah.
and just think like you're gonna just sweep them off. Like they might have had, we all had rough patches, but 2 losses don't mean that you're done.
No.
So it's like I'm not going to sit over and sweep them off. But on the same note, I can't let Milk Chocolate get away. I can't. I'm petty. Call me petty. I don't care. I can't have that. Like, those. I'm not the type of dude who really like talk a whole bunch of trash like that online or whatever. So like that's them. That's what they do. But the over here they running their mouth about how they beat us. It's like, come on, man. Like I can't let somebody get away with that. And then like you look at Injustice, it's like, yo, no disrespect. They both talented dudes, like for real. But again, I love tag team wrestling. And then I'm looking at them and it's like, yo, y'all both have like, y'all both have very successful singles careers. Y'all stepping in this tag team world and y'all don't call yourself a tag team aces. As a pure tag team wrestler, I take that as a slap in the face.
Oh.
I mean, like, let's call a spade a spade. I mean, like, yo, y'all definitely good. I'm not knocking your talent, but to call yourself the best tag team out there, it's like, y'all ain't beat us. Like, y'all ain't see us. We've never been in the ring together. So it's like every team has a target on their back, and I believe every team is warranted for different reasons.
Yeah, so I think the Rep versus Injustice needs to happen sooner rather than later. The Rep versus Milk Chocolate, the Revenge, that first, in my opinion. Yeah. Another match against Bear Punchy probably, but y'all versus Injustice definitely needs to happen as soon as we can get to that point, wherever that is.
Yeah, I would definitely agree. I would love
that. And yeah, fun stuff. Just coming up as a tag team, or either growing up, you said you're a football player. Like, what were the tag teams that you looked to that, like you said, were influences that really like kind of told you, yeah, I want to get into wrestling and be a tag team wrestler?
I mean, come on, dude. You look at like Doom, like Harlem Heat, obviously. Hardys, Dudleys, Edge and Christian, like who's not, but like love the eight. Anything with Ron Simmons, I love. I'm call it that.
Yeah.
Like, I could, but it's the same things like everybody else look to. Like had to we all look at stuff like that. Like those are the guys.
Yeah. When and you're in DMC's career as a team. When did you feel? Because some wrestlers feel like after a couple of years they kind of have it and they're in their lane. When did y'all feel you were gelled and you're obviously still growing in your careers, but where did you feel that you hit this point where we're good, we're an established team, we need to be more places, we need people to know who we are?
I think I would want to say around 2016.
Okay.
I mean, a lot of people like to say day one, and I knew this, and yada yada yada. It took time. I mean, like when we started, like we're not going to talk much about when we started, but we wanted another tag name. If you know, you know. If you don't, we ain't gonna worry about it. But the whole point is, it's like we were trying to be something that we thought people wanted to see. We were trying to be something that we thought, oh, everyone else like this. Let's try to be that, but it wasn't us. And then, like, a lot of things happened, a lot of frustration, a lot of anger, and it got to the point where it's like, you know what? We got tired of trying to be everything that everybody else wanted us to be. And it got to the point where it's like, you know what? I'm tired of wrestling always being about making everybody else happy. I'm tired of wrestling always being about doing what other people want. I'm tired of wrestling always being about how many titles you got, how much this, how much that. It's like, no, wrestling's about your wrestling. At the end of the day, somebody with a rep. And it sounds like it sounds like they're trying to push. It's like, yo, at the end of the day, you look at some of the top guys you see, whether it's independent or signed, it's because they have a rep, they have a reputation, they have something that makes you go, yo, that person has a rap sheet a mile long. You can't down them. And it's like you're not going to get that trying to appease other people. So it's like, you know what, forget it. Like 2016 came around, it's like, yo, that's it. Like we got to do us. And I think it started to work out for us.
Yeah, I mean, it has worked out. I mean, I had heard the name 2018-ish, but I really kind of just didn't see all anywhere. And then I got into Beyond probably 2017, 2018, City Right Beyond 2016. But, you know, getting into independent wrestling Twitter and kind of hearing all these different names and like the Rip, I'm like, and we're always, you know, I want more black wrestlers. Like black wrestling fans are here. And sometimes we, you know, we seem to get forgotten about. You know, we're here, we've been here, put people up there that look like us, you know, and it's, we're going to come out and spend money if you do that. You know, so see y'all, you know, two young, hungry as hell athletes come out, have great matches, and then for Milk Chocolate to effing spoil it. Just bothers me to no end. But yeah, y'all need to be up here more. Either Beyond any organization, Limitless would probably be a great place for you guys. Northeast Wrestling, places up here in New England, y'all need to be up here when shows get back to normal-ish, I guess. Whatever the new normal is.
Well, we can find a way.
Well, in general, how was the vibe at the show on Sunday?
I mean, it was cool. Like, you know, like even beforehand, like everyone, we had to get a brand new COVID test beforehand. You know, temperatures were taken, disinfectant, the whole 9 yards. I mean, you know, so we made sure going in, like everybody that was safe. We were in the ring. You know, we were wearing masks. We were close together at the same time. You know, try to give it that Beyond vibe, but on the same note, we were still trying to be as safe as we possibly could. So, I mean, like if we, you know, that means I got to, you know, take a COVID test every time before I have a match. Like, I don't care. I'll do it. You know, if that's what Beyond needs, then, like, sure. Like, Dave and I will be happy to do that, you know, to be there. And whether it's, you know, Beyond Wrestling, Northeast Wrestling, whatever, I don't care who, what, where, why. If you got a ring and you need a tag team, call it the boys.
I agree with it. Now this was both your first match back in your first match back since what, March, April? What was the last time you guys had wrestled?
March? Yeah, I want to say March.
Okay. So April, May, yeah, geez. So what's kind of that when you first get in and you first kind of either lock up or like that first hit comes, was there any kind of like weird displacement, or was it just, oh, hey, we're back to it, here we go?
I mean, it's always going to feel a little weird, but on the same note, it's one of those things where it's like if you've ever played any sport or anything where it's like full contact, whether it's football, basketball, you know, karate, whatever, judo, jiu-jitsu, it's like the moment someone actually hits you, like your body just starts to react. And it's like, oh, I know this. I know that feeling. All right, we're fighting. Cool. And, you know, it just turns into instinct.
Now, as far as the future, you know, you wrap this show Sunday. Is there anything else coming up, or is everyone kind of still in a weird holding pattern, kind of as stuff comes up? Like, do you have anything coming up?
I mean, I want to say October the 3rd, the Rep and Bear Country, I believe we're going to do it again.
Okay.
This will be the third time we've met.
All right.
So far, we've met one time at CZW. We got the win. One time at Beyond. And the Bear Country has the win. So this will be neutral ground.
Okay.
For the rubber match. So, by all means, keep your eyes Twitter and Facebook for, you know, more info on that.
Yeah, there's a lot of as we get back into this again new normal, you know, there's shows like the Collectives coming up, and you got you know, BLP's Black Label Pros been running shows, but there's a lot of people are like kind of I guess a lot of the stuff that was going to happen Mania weekend is kind of happening now. So there's like stuff I'm hearing that like October 3rd, I keep hearing that date, but I don't know of any show happening that date. Yeah. So I'm just like, I know there's stuff going on I don't know about. I'm just a fan, but I'm excited when I like surprises. There seems to be this thing in like fandom where like being surprised or being excited about it. I'm like, no, give me surprises. Tell me, you know, I talked to this person, that person. I was like, oh, okay, there's a show. Great. You know, where can I watch it if I can watch it?
Oh yeah, no man, come on. Surprises are the best part. It's just like Christmas, you know.
Exactly. I love it.
Otherwise, sometimes I watch matches even from in the back. I'm like, I don't want to know what's going to happen. Like I just want to watch the match like everybody else. We all fans at heart. It's called like it is.
Yeah. Have you with Beyond, because you've been a pair, has there been stuff that you've seen maybe like just kind of as a fan that you've enjoyed? Not either be it a tag team match or something random that you saw. Was there anything that like stood out to you, being uncharted territory? Anything Beyond has done that you really enjoyed?
It's a lot, dude. Like I mean, like mostly it's you know the wrestlers that I see there that like want to get in a match with. Wheeler Yuta, love
Yeah.
the wrestler that dude. Like Layla Hirsch. I want to wrestle Slade. It's like fun.
Everyone.
I want to fight Slade.
He
What's that?
seems he seems to be the type that like he'll fight, and I've seen him at shows up here. He's a killer, man. Everybody seems to kind of want to get in with him and see what they see what they got, against Slade.
Oh yeah, why not? I mean, and of course, there's like a whole bunch of other people and like other tag teams out there, like Burden to Be, like they're dope. Like,
Yeah.
why not? I mean, I'd be conflicted, no disrespect, but it's like I don't want to hit a lady, but I want to win, so I'm conflicted. But I mean, they're obviously dope, so it's like bring on more tag teams. Like, let's do this.
I feel like as like a contrast in styles, I think y'all versus Burden to Be would be like a very interesting match. I think like you versus Willow, because Willow they don't back down from anybody, and I think you versus Willow would be like that whole like power versus power thing going on, and see who's got it.
Dude, that's the thing with the power, man. I ain't trying to no. And again, I know Willow from up and down the road, and like she chops really, really hard. That's me
I've heard
saying
this
it.
stat like it did like maybe like that her chops are like they're like literally knife edge, like she hits and it's just like
I mean, like I'm not gonna sit over here and like just talk about her, but like, dude, even her high fives hurt. So I'm like,
I mean, like I don't want to get kicked by Solo. Like I've seen her rear back and just kick somebody and just like just the sound.
I mean, right? Then again, you don't want to get kicked by Dave either.
I know I don't. I think he hit Brandon Watts with like this sidekick or something at the show, and I was just like the way it hit. I was just like, I thought Watts was kind of halfway out when he hit him. I was like, geez. That's a rough, just a heck of a kick, and that's like one of my favorite things about going to shows and like being right there. Watching on TV is great, but being right there at a Beyond show, like you kind of feel, every impact and every bit that happens.
Yeah, believe me, I know. I'm standing on the apron sometime, and I'm like, man, I'm glad we're on the same team. I don't want you to hit me like
that. And yeah, I mean, y'all are tag team wrestlers. Like, again, there are plenty of tag teams that come through Beyond, be it Bird and the Bee, even singles wide. Man, you say you want to take Slade. I'd like to watch you or Dave. I like to watch you or Dave wrestle Chuck O'Neil. I feel like
Ooh, there's one.
That'd be interesting. But I feel like Chuck O'Neil's one of those dudes. Like he'll get in there, like punch anybody because that's the kind of type of person he seems to be. He doesn't care.
Those are my favorite types, man.
Chuck.
I already told you, man. Like I'm not going to be diving off the ropes or anything like that. Like
no, that's.
Let's get in the ring. Let's punch each other on the stage. Who's gonna be the last man standing? Like, it's Will versus Will. Let's go.
Yeah. And I wanted to, because I'm going to be asking everybody this because it was the main event at the show. Chris Dickinson versus Matt Mikowski. Y'all were out there watching it. What was what was there?
It's wrestling the way it's supposed to be done, man.
Yeah.
Like that's the only way it's wrestling the way it's supposed to be done. Like that's what I expect to see out of a pro wrestling main event. Like it's two dudes going in there going ham, like giving everything they got. And it's like, go ahead. I'm sorry, I get you off.
Oh no, I asked for your reaction. I mean, like you mentioned tag teams, y'all versus Pazuzu. Dickinson and Pinky in there against y'all. I think would be a heck of a match.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
I think that would be. Nate, they also and I gotta get your reaction when they saw like friggin' Mikowski gets him up in a fireman's carry and just drops him into armbar. I'm like, who does that? I'm like, I'm still amazed. I'm like, how?
Ironically enough, Mikowski and Dave actually trained at the same gym.
Really?
Really? Years ago. Ironically enough, found out the day of the show. So
Hey,
small world.
Matt Mikowski, get a tag team partner and fight the rep because I want to watch that.
Oh hell yeah, let's do that.
I don't know. I don't know if Matt has friends. I don't know if there's someone he works with, but
We
go.
find somebody.
Go.
Look, call up Dickinson. Screw it. Let's do this.
Yeah, Ben James. Or you know what? Call Devontae. Give me Mikowski and Devontae against the rep. I'm
Let's do
in.
this.
I'll put my money wherever it needs to go to make that happen. Put the ring in my backyard. We got plenty of space back there.
All right.
I'll check out my room, make sure it's okay. Nate, again, thank you so much for talking to me. I look
Thank
forward to
you for having
seeing more of y'all wherever it is you may go. Where can folks find you online?
You find me on Facebook at Nate Carter. You find me on Instagram and Twitter at The Rep Nate Carter.
Nate Carter. The rep, put some respect on it, folks, because it's here. The rep is here, and they ain't going nowhere anytime soon.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.